Good morning, everybody. My name is Josh the RV Nerd. This is Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And, well, at least it's morning at the time I'm recording this. Why did I do that? Why did I stare directly at the sun like an idiot? Obviously, it's early in the morning and my brain isn't working. No wonder my wife gets so annoyed with me in the morning. She's not wrong. That was stupid. Anyway, this is the 3100, enough about my life. This is the 3135-pound J-Flite 174BH. It is a simple, straightforward, effective, smart little single-axle bunkhouse. It has a couple really awesome high points about it. It's got a couple little drawbacks, and we're going to look at both as we go. For instance, there's nobody in this class that matches Jayco's warranty, that 2+ 3 year warranty and all the assurances. You've got the peace of mind of the Goodyear tire package on this, along with the J-Smart turn signal safety lighting system. So like when you flip on your signals, all the lights down the side of the RV are going to blink along with your turn signal so people know what you're doing. And it also has backup lighting. We are also prepped and wired not just for roof solar now, which is a new for 22 thing, but also rear and side camera prep. So if you're, this is, I think, an ideal camper right here for someone who is brand new to RVing, or if you're just looking for something, like you're trying to get rid of the old family pop-up, I want enclosed walls, I'm tired of that tent stuff, I want less time to set up, I want easier. That's right where this one comes in. And big time, I think, game-changing quality on this one is it has a true queen bed in it. Little campers like this always have some sort of like janky camp queen or full-size bed that the RV industry loves to call a queen, even though it's obviously not a queen. I will tell you the good with the bad, though. I will tell you, this thing suffers from a lethal dose of no drawers in the kitchen. That's something I think you can potentially work around, but that's the kind of good, bad, and ugly, and everything in between information that we're going to give you as we go through today. And if you appreciate that kind of fair way of looking at things, make sure you hit that subscribe button to catch us on the next one. In the meantime, let's get inside here, because there's a lot of good to be found here. And I think today, I'm going to call this the, use the Force Luke interior. And you're going, what now? Bear with me, I'm a nerd. So I look at this and I say on one side you have the something dark side. And then when we get over here to the kitchen area, you see we have the light side of the Force represented, which together makes it rather complete. Emperor Palpatine always had a very specific way of going about certain things. Now, I like to take a seat at what I call like the primary seating of an RV, because when you do, sometimes different things become a little more obvious. Like TV hookups right over here, frankly at a pretty decent viewing level. Now, I think that TV viewing is very much a secondary afterthought in this camper, but you had a little swing arm right there. You could, watch TV from the bed, from the dining, from the bunks. You could practically watch TV from the toilet, although I don't know it is totally toilet TV certified, which is triple TVC. But it's close. Now, a couple really cool things up here. First of all, and I mentioned this before, I think this is a game changer, deal maker, deal breaker factor here. That is a 60 by 80 true queen bed. Not 54 inches wide, not 74 inches long, a true 60 by 80. So sheets, easy to find. Replacement mattress, easy to get. You can really dress that one up however, you really please here. Now, just to give you an idea, storage above the bed right there. And one of the more outstanding qualities on a camper, especially in this segment, is the fact that it is using pocket-screwed cabinet styles and rails and hardwood cabinet door frames. Neither of those things are commonly found in this class. Catalina does some very similar things in that regard in terms of construction. But that is something I do like to point out here. It's not stapled cabinet fasteners. Now, we are looking at one of the available options here, and that is the larger roof air conditioner here. It's a 13,500 BTU. Over here, where there's now just a common pocket for cargo netting, there would normally be an 8,000 BTU side mount air conditioner. And I like them both. I think that they both have a purpose. The side mount air keeps the overall height of the camper a little bit lower. It keeps the cost down just a touch. There is a bit of a shortage of those side mount 8,000 BTU airs at the time of this filming, however. So what that is basically meaning here is that Jayco's effectively said, well, everybody gets the bigger air now. Now, it's not happening for free. And it's occurring to me that I think I left the extension leg on that dining table I extended it too far right there. Now, one of the cool things about that, though, is it's really not a knee knocker because there's nothing down there. I actually like those classic old tables like that actually just bracket against the wall because they stay out of the way. They're very sturdy. And if you have to, like, if the kids bump it, you don't spill Kool-Aid everywhere, which, speaking of which, let's hear it for the boys for the fact that this thing is completely carpetless and ventless. You got a little look at my khaki-colored knee right there. Now, back over here in what I'm calling the light side of the Force.
Yes, like the farmhouse, do you?
We have ourselves our little kitchen space. Now, this also leads me to one of the options I want to display here for you as we look at the storage, and that is the 12-volt DC compressor fridge. Standard in this camper, you would have a 6 cubic foot gas-electric two-way. That is an 8 cubic foot 12-volt DC compressor model. It is larger, it is travel safe, it is faster cooling, you know, so there's a lot of benefits to it. But if you're looking for boondock functionality, it may not necessarily be the very best option. It can be compensated for in solar, but even the basic factory solar package you can option onto this won't really handle that. And in case you're curious, you may have noticed that sticker over there. That sticker is telling us that is the location to which you could mount a charge controller. And basically directly above that on the roof is the now standard roof solar prep plug. That is a cool new for 22 feature. So especially with the bigger AC and with the bigger fridge, this is really set up. It'll be, I think, best enjoyed in a park function. But if you have yourself a little portable generator or something like that, there's nothing that says you couldn't also take this off grid. That is actually one of the other nice benefits of that smaller side mount air conditioner. It doesn't take near the little inverter generator to be able to run that thing. Now, let me get you over here into the bunks. One of the things I try to do is point out the good with the bad all the time. Like, I love that there's an upper bunk window, but I'm not trying to smoke screen you by the way that this is hanging down. Like, you know, you might look at that and go, oh, does it not no, it does not ventilate. I don't want someone to feel like I'm trying to trick them there. What is nice is both the upper and lower beds do have their own lights. Now, they don't have an actual privacy curtain right there. I don't think one would be terribly hard to add. But by virtue of the fact they have that, like, full partition wall, it doesn't feel exposed to me, especially when I'm assuming most people are going to crawl in head first, which it gives you, like, a very visual cutoff, you know? It just doesn't feel very open and exposed. Now, a couple other things that are nice over here, though, are bunks. Jayco's very good about this. They use bigger, thicker bunk mattresses versus almost anybody, especially in this class. And their construction does allow them to have 300-pound rated bunks. Now, you see there's a thing here that says 300, 600. These are single bunks, so they're 300-pound rated. Then there's little devil-in-the-detail things, like a bathroom door that actually locks. So if your kids are stressing you out, you can go in there and eat some chocolate and cry a little bit. Not saying, just saying. Anyway, love my daughter. Anybody else? Toilet space. Let's talk toilet room here. This is pretty darn fluffy friendly, which is really nice. Because they went with a shower curtain and not a shower like door or wall, it means that you've got a lot of extra elbow room that you might need over here. Now, the RV, this is kind of interesting. It doesn't have a fan. That is just a vent. But you notice how there's a light right next to it. Thankfully, that does make it very easy if you want to piggyback off the power. And you may have noticed, it's cool that they have a skylight here, but they don't have a shower surround. The idea behind this is there's really nothing wrong with this, but I think most people, given the preference, would definitely prefer a shower surround. It is something that could theoretically be added, and you see that with the 6.5-foot interior of this, plus that skylight, it means even a 6'3" guy like me with his boots and his hat on can stand in that shower. Was I wearing my hat in that picture? I can't remember. I've had my hat on and off a bunch of times today. The Jayco brand manager is aware a lot of people would really like to see a shower surround panel right here. I just want to kind of put that out there. And the question that I have for you is there something to help offset the cost you'd be willing to sacrifice? Or are you willing to pay a couple bucks more to have the shower surround paneling? Leave me a little comment. Let me know what you think about that. Now, you may have noticed I was bundled up a little bit today. It's early morning, the sun hasn't really come out shining yet, but it is getting that time of year, and I tell you, at the time of this filming, even though everything that I'm recording right now is not coming out till like a month later, so you're gonna be like, wait, what? Anyway, it is really the kickoff of the fall camping season, and it is truly, I think this time of year, one of my favorite times to camp. Because like you don't have to have the furnace running all the time. You don't have to have the air running all the time. It's just everything is calmer, quieter. There's a stillness. There's a crispness in the air in the morning. Like you still get that little linger of the campfire smoke, you know? It's just such a fun time. And frankly, the other thing I really like about it is the campgrounds are just not quite as packed. Truth be told, it's probably my favorite part of it. Now, this is a 7-foot wide, narrow body, like easy to navigate, easy to tow, to see around kind of camper. The total exterior height on this, interestingly, I think Jayco's specs on this are wrong. They say that if you get the side mount air, it's 9'3" at the highest point. But with the roof air, it's 9'3" at the highest point. And I think we can all agree by looking at that, that is likely an unintentional error on the specs department, as it were. So I don't have the total with roof air height on this one. I suspect it's closer to like 9'9" or something like that, but still under 10 feet, which opens up a lot of opportunities for things like parking in a garage. Now, kind of like the pocket screwed cabinetry, it's not a massive item, but the tinted windows that you're seeing on here, again, it's not a massive item. It is a nice feature to have here, though. The anti-slam entry door with that bigger handle is a nice thing. The Kia-like system here, so that your entry door and your deadbolt key also will make that little baggage door function, so you don't have to have a whole jingle jangle full of keys on your, in your pocket when you walk around your campsite. A jingle jangle, by the way, should be the name for a group of keys. You know how, like, every different group of animals has their own name? I don't know why we can't just call them all, like, a herd or whatever. Like, there's a murder of crows is 3 or more crows, which is one of the, I don't know why that's the first one that popped in my name. Actually, fun fact, if you see only a pair of crows ever grouped up, that's not a murder of crows. That's attempted murder. And there's your dad joke for the day. All right, so Kia-like, magnet holdbacks, but even the big piano hinge on that door that goes under the bed right there, even that is like kind of encased and protected. It's just one of those extra, there's just a bunch of little things they do on these that it's very easy to just ignore them, look over them, take them for granted. Like, you don't always think about it, but not everybody asks, like, what kind of tires are on a camper in this size, in this class, in this price point when they're shopping. Jayco still uses Goodyear Endurance radials, rated for 87 miles an hour on this little thing, and their spare tire is standard. So we've got better tires, a standard spare tire, we have turn signal safety lighting and reverse travel lighting, and we are both rear and side camera prepped. Jayco has done more here for towing safety than, I would say, arguably anyone else in this class, other than maybe a Jayfeather Micro, which I don't even know is really in this class. I don't think it's an accident. This was the #1 selling series of travel trailer for like 15 years straight, There's just a bunch of little things that they do really, really well. Now, I mentioned one of those things is, hey, to be fair, so that you know that upper bunk window doesn't open for airflow, and that is true. But that is one of the very few windows in the RV that does not open for airflow. The bedside windows, the dinette, the lower bunk window, those things all open for air, which is really darn nice. And the water heater over here is something that doesn't always get a lot of credit on these. In a single axle, you could say simple or starter class or something like this, you will usually have a gas-only water heater. Typically, it is still DSI, which means direct spark ignition, which means auto ignition. You don't have to come out here with a grill lighter, shaking with your fingers in the middle of the night with a flashlight, trying to figure out how to light that sucker. But the water heater on these is gas and electric. You can run them simultaneously. It's auto ignition, and what that means, that simultaneous is called fast recharge mode. That can give you about 18 gallons of hot water per hour. It's the same water heater they're using. I'm going to turn you slowly so I don't make you motion sick. on these bigger tandem axle J-Flight SLXs. That's the same water heater they're using on the big full J-Flight. They do the same thing here, and I think especially important on a bunkhouse where you've got a couple little bodies that, you know, everybody needs to always get washed off at the same time because we're leaving in the morning. It just eliminates some of the opportunity for taking cold showers, which I don't think anybody typically enjoys. Now, in case you're curious, they are also now offering the STX package on the SLX single axle J-Flights. The alphabet soup is getting pretty deep on this one, but you're looking at it. What this is here, this is a combination of the fiberglass skin option, which you can get separately. But if you get the STX package, it automatically comes with fiberglass, and basically everything that was called Baja Edition on the Western-built little Jaycos comes on here. And a couple of quick little highlights of that, obviously the fiberglass skin being one of those, but you get like an axle lift, you get a little more aggressive tire package. You see how the tires are actually bigger, they stick out a little bit right there, so there's a bigger fender flare. And because the whole RV sits up higher, you actually get a double step. A couple other little highlights, you'll get a 30-pound propane tank instead of a 20. Obviously, we have that in storage right now. A power tongue jack, and a couple other little odds and ends. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, I will leave you a link actually to this very camper that we're looking at in the video description so you can learn more about the STX package. And at any point, you can always give our team a call and we can send you a price sheet so we can see what those kind of things are running today. Because unfortunately, it changes with regularity. So as always, let me know what you think, and actually I'm going to move over here into the shade before I end up staring directly at the sun like an idiot again and screw my eyes up even more. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to wrap things up because this is the point of the video where I end up rambling too darn much. I'll leave you a link in the video description where you can always check for pricing and availability, and short of that, we'd love to work with you when you're ready. We don't do hidden dealer fees, we just do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Halo camping, everyone.